Hi there, and welcome on the journey to transform culture. I'm Steve, and I'll be your guide. Well, folks, today let's jump into a little bit of malevolence and benevolence. An easy way for me to think of benevolence is the ben in benevolence is your actions benefit others, right? They may even benefit yourself if they're all, but the key is that they're benefiting others. Malevolence, think of the mal in malevolence, is malicious, right? You can think manipulative, malicious, self-serving, but also more of a special interest, right? Not benefiting others, benefiting yourself, right? In the selfish way, right? And when you think of these things, you think of people who are your leaders in organizations, whether it be supervisors, managers, department heads, functional leaders, the top leadership team at your site or corporate leaders as well. And when you think of those, you think of, well, malevolent or benevolent, right? If you're one of those, you have to ask yourself, are you benevolent? Are you malevolent? Are you doing things that are, whether you maybe intended to on the outset, did you acquiesce? Did you end up in a malevolent way toward people on your team, people who work for you on your team? And if you were in that malevolent way, right, how did that make you feel? Probably not good in the end. Conversely, benevolent. Think about how you felt when you helped others, when you guided, mentored, trained, helped develop people. You felt positive. You felt, and to be quite honest, you're going to get a dopamine hit from both. But the difficulty is with malevolence, you might get the initial dopamine hit, but what ends up happening is your subconscious keeps the real score because it knows, whether you consciously know it or not. That question I asked about being benevolent or malevolent, your subconscious knows this. And your subconscious is keeping score. What your subconscious also does is, because it's keeping score, on your conscious level, you might think, well, yeah, I'm doing, decisions I made, I stand by them. You can play the whole song and dance to convince yourself. But if you're truly acting in malevolent ways, your subconscious will feel that, and you will actually get a cortisol release. And the cortisol is what actually is stress, right? It's a stress hormone. And then that stress builds. And then what do? Well, there's only one way to deal with stress. Well, I'll say only one way. There's only a few negative ways to deal with stress, unhealthy ways, right? Codependence of any type, any kind of addictions, all those things. But also, going back to the source, if you repeat the malevolent behavior, you'll get another dopamine hit, and it's almost like a way of making your mind and your body forget, right? It inoculates you for a short duration from your guilt and your negative, malevolent behaviors that your subconscious is keeping score. Your subconscious will go, oh, wait, oh, yeah, no, this feels good. Wait a second. And then it'll realize, and then that score compounds. These are the things that lead to weight gain. These are things that to further addictions. These are things that end up hurting your life in the long run. Could be destruction of your relationships as well, because your stress level is increasing because of that cortisol being dumped into your system. Okay? So malevolent or benevolent. Now, that's from the leadership perspective. As a member of the team, it's no different for you. If you're passive aggressively playing the I'll get even with them kind of a thing, that's also malevolent behavior. And the same cycle happens with the team members. So what you can see pretty quickly is is it doesn't matter who you are, ultimately. If you have a malevolent, if your actions, the things you obviously think, say, and do are malevolent, these things are going to harm you in the end. If they're benevolent, you're going to actually feel better. You might get the short-term dopamine hit, but you're going to feel good. And your subconscious, it doesn't have anything to keep score about. It doesn't have anything to kind of nag at you for. There's no need to release the cortisol, that stress, the guilt and shame hormone doesn't get released. That cortisol doesn't get released. And it's because you're being benevolent. So just want to make you aware of what malevolent and benevolent were, because when you do good things, when you say, right, when we think, speak, and act in good ways, that returns to us. When we do so in malevolent ways, that returns to us. Now, some people would call this karma, right? Karma being the negative, and dharma being the positive, right? Being the good thing, the benevolent thing. Whatever you want to call it. Back in, the Abrahamic religions, what was it? Genesis 12:3, I believe, something like that. It's those who curse you are cursed. Those who bless you are blessed, right? So even the divine, right? Follow it in scientific terms. For everything you do, there's a reaction for that, right? So if you throw that, that rock at the glass, that glass is going to shatter and come spraying back on you. So these are the things that you need to keep in mind as members of teams, whether you're a leader or whether you're a team member. And you need to build upon the benevolent ways in which you conduct business and what you operate your organizations and build your organizational culture in healthy ways. And by doing so, you're going to feel good. I'm here to tell you, you're just going to feel better. You're going to feel healthier. You're going to be lighter. And things are going to go well for you. If you start falling into the trap of being malevolent, kind of doing the gotcha, kind of doing the poking in the eye and trying to play the get even thing, nobody wins, ever. Nobody wins. All right, folks, remember, hit that good domino 3 to 5 times a day to uplift, motivate, inspire, and encourage folks. And when you do that, not only are you transforming your own life, but you're transforming the lives of the people who you know on your team and in culture. And that's an amazing thing. All right, hit like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.